guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here on one of my favorite filming spot locations because guess what? We have that one brand that really is turning the auto industry upside down. This is it. This is a redesigned 2023 Genesis G90. But before we get into this super-sized sedan that brings super-sized luxury, let's talk about what's going on here. Genesis. As a brand, they've only been around since 2015, if you could believe that. Of course, the Genesis name has been around a little bit longer than that. It actually was a mid-size sedan from Hyundai in their actual Hyundai lineup. Eventually, they saw what they needed to do, and that was to spin off a premium luxury brand. Just like Honda with Acura, Toyota with Lexus, Nissan with Infiniti. Now, in the beginning, I think nobody was really taking Genesis seriously. They only had one model in their lineup, then they expanded to two. Well, guess what? Not only are they still doing sedans, including the full-size versions like this G90, but now, of course, they have their SUVs, the GV80, the GV70, and that fully electrified GV60. Now, in this full-size sedan segment, there's still a lot going on when you have the redesign of the Mercedes Benz S-class, of course the BMW 7 Series, and the Audi A8. But what I want to do is I really want to focus on that S-class and also the 7 Series because those two are the big sellers around the world. So let's go ahead, let's find out first of all what is new with the G90, and is this the ultimate, the best new luxury sedan, full-size sedan that you should be buying over the competition? Let's go ahead and find out. Right off the bat, the color. This blue is absolutely stunning. It may look black on your screen or even in the thumbnail, but this is a beautiful dark midnight metallic blue. Now, at the front of the business, you're gonna see new changes. Totally new interpretation of their split level headlight design. You'll notice how you have your little tiny cubes in there, multi-cubes for the LED headlights, daytime running lamps, and the turn signals. Very bright, very small, and it gives it such a standout look from a 7 Series BMW or an S-Class Mercedes Benz. Now, you'll notice in the corner, it extends out just a tad, but what that's gonna do is it's gonna open up this lower section. This is a functional corner air intake, flat black with that crisscross design, a little bit of chrome. And that's one of the things is that with these full-size sedans, chrome in very tasteful amounts really stands out in a big way. Now, as we come across, speaking about big, talking about big, these grills don't get any bigger than this. Massive grill on the G90. And I'll keep saying it and saying it again, I'm not really a big fan of big grills, but it works on these Genesis products. You'll notice that unique design, no matter if you're looking at a G70, G80, or the bigger G90. I like the dark chrome finish. I even like the way they do this triangular thing all the way through their design. So you have it up top here. First time I'm seeing that on the G90. You have your forward-facing camera, and then you see how you come to a tip here? You come to that point, very nicely blended in, full functionality up top and down below, and I like the way they went with this dark chrome finish. It'd be interesting to see if all the shiny chrome, what it would look like to be dark chrome. I think it look a little bit sportier, believe it or not. Now, when we get up onto that low, long slung hood, you'll notice that enlarged Genesis badge, they kind of almost made it flush with the actual line of the hood. Lots of great style, and it really, like I said, Genesis is making a name for themselves where people are starting to finally wake up. Now, you'll notice that V formation with the body line on the hood. It goes right to each mirror, and then as we come around the bend, look how sleek everything is. It almost has like a flared fender look at the front. When we come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. 21-inch wheel. Love the style. You might look at this and say, Joe, that looks like it's gonna be hard to clean. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be a labor of love. Absolutely love the style. You'll notice the center cap covers everything. And look at the large, massive 6-piston calipers. Instead of it being silver, black, it's like a cocoa brown. I'm actually digging it. Two-piece rotors, of course fully ventilated. You got adaptive dampers all four corners, and we have all-wheel drive, so we're getting the power down to the ground. The G90 sits on a rear-wheel drive platform, but with the all-wheel drive, of course, power is going to all four corners. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of this tire up front? 245 on the width, 40 series sidewall. And one other thing I want to showcase is look at that functionality. Remember how I showed you the opening on the front? There's the functionality of the air coming down the side. Speaking of the side, everything is painted the way the hood meets with the opening of the fender, very unique. And then continuing, I love the way they do the lady fingers on the side marker lights. Full LED, you're not gonna confuse this car with anything else out there. Now, I do have the vehicle locked, and the reason why is that I wanted to showcase those flush mounted door handles, first time on the G90, with a little bit of chrome. I'll show you what those look like when they extend out when you go to get in. You also have, of course, power folding mirrors. They fold in with the 360-degree cameras. Bright, shiny metalwork up top, bright, shiny metalwork along the bottom. Everything else is super sexy smooth. Up top, we got a massive panoramic sunroof, and guess what they did? They blacked out the back and the front portion, so it's all one color. So think about it. On this blue one, it might not stand out as much, but if this was white, you'll notice how the whole roof is blacked out. That to me is smart thinking. Good size on the quarter window. Love the way they take the body line. Look at that, right off the door handle, and then flare it out into the rear fender. And then as we kind of drop down, check out the calipers. You're getting decent sized calipers at the rear as well. Really, really clean on this setup at all four corners. And then, you know, the great news is you got wider tires out back. You got the 255s up front, 275 out back. More rubber to meet the road, and you have four-wheel steering. Yes, on a Genesis product, four-wheel steering makes this large sedan turn like a hot knife through butter. Like you take a hot knife through butter, you could do this. That's what you could do with this Genesis sedan. Working our way towards the rear, wrapping it around, super clean. Super clean. Coming off the roof, look at this. Nicely done, no additional spoilers or anything needed. Look at the lighting. This is what I was telling you about, how they upgraded the lights on this G90. Nice setup, and then it pinstripes. Look at how it pinstripes, top and bottom. All the way across, Genesis badge, G90, all-wheel drive, and we do have the button to open up the rear hatch. Super clean, that trunk area. And then going down to Chinatown, what do we got going on here? You got your large exhaust opening. They shape it just like the front grille. Stainless steel trim, chrome. The only thing I'm gonna zonk is this right here. This is not functional. Just keep this smooth. Why did they have to add that in there? I have no idea why, but let's go ahead. Let's pop the hood and see what's powering this new G90. All right, guys, we got that massive hood open. Before I show you underneath the hood, I gotta show you those door handles. I'm gonna actually hit the unlock button. You see how they extend out, the mirrors swing out, and there are the door handles. They actually say Genesis on top, and I could actually make them go away just like that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now, underneath the hood, I love the way the whole front fender rises up. Very unique style. You have these aluminum braces at the front, tying in the shock top mounts of the shock absorber locations with the front of the vehicle, and then you get a nice badge. You're not gonna confuse this with anything else. What do we got? We got that 3.0-liter V6, twin turbo, and electric supercharged, tasteful engine cover. I think maybe they could do without the turbo name and put the actual Genesis badge there, but what do we got? First of all, we got no more V8. I hope you're not too upset, but this should make you happy. With our setup, 409 horsepower, 405 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Now, you can get the G90 standard with the twin turbo V6. That is gonna be 375 horsepower. And the way they do the electric supercharger is just like Mercedes Benz with that 48 volt system off the starter motor. MPGs, 17 in the city, 24 on the highway. The vehicle weighs 5,200 pounds, 0 to 60 in about 4.6 seconds. Top speed, a little under 150 miles an hour. And this color is an optional color. It's called Capri Blue. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this G90 and see how it goes. All right, guys, we're inside this new redesign of the 2023 Genesis G90. I know a lot of people are maybe disappointed there's no more V8, but I'm telling you, wait until we go on throttle. Now, I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, many people on my block, pretty much everybody either has a Mercedes Benz or a BMW, and I'm sick of seeing them. This G90 is very fresh with the style, looks almost futuristic. But the big question is, how much is it? So MSRP for the way this one is optioned with the electric supercharged engine, four-wheel steer, and all the other goodies you're gonna see is right at $100,000. Let's see how it stacks up to the competition. To the door panels. Absolutely love the clean style. You got that lighter tan, almost like a cocoa brown up top of the leather with the stitching, forged carbon fiber, and that beautiful artwork of a design. We got the Bang & Olufsen 19 speaker premium sound system, all silver aluminum style switch gear, heated seats, ventilated seats, and massage seat settings. You'll notice that you actually press a button right in the center there to close the door, just like on a Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Door pocket is a decent size, maybe one 6-inch sub from Subway. I would go like a cold cut combo, maybe a cold cut trio if you feel like splurging. And then you'll notice how they did the speaker grill cover in the bottom. Half part silver, half part matching the door panel. Very clean. Now going from the door panel to the dash, I love the way everything is very far forward with the setup. You got this step system with the nice soft leather, forged carbon fiber. Even the speakers in the corners there that rise up when you turn the vehicle on and go back down when you turn it off. There's more of that beautiful stitching, and then everything flows right into the center stack. 12.3 on your infotainment system setup. And guess what? Of course, you're gonna have wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. If you're wondering what was I pushing over here, this is to brighten and dim the lighting, the interior lighting. Look at the way they did everything. So well thought out. Of course, full touchscreen capability. You got your mood set up to where you could actually get ready for that busy day at work, listen to your vitality. You even got delight, maybe care or comfort. That is something specific to the G90. Get you all pumped up for your hard work day. Look how nice and easy the swipe features are. We go into 3D setup. It actually shows the G90 and it's the same color. We could get into our lights. We could work into our doors. Everything that you need, you spin it around. Look at this. Say you're bored and you're sitting in traffic, you're like, I want to see how good my G90 looks. It's like Gran Turismo. Really nice setup there. Let me throw it in reverse so you can see the backup camera. Super clear resolution, trajectory, 360-degree camera. You could even do the scan. Make sure that nobody's hiding in the bushes while you're filming or while you're at the mall or wherever you're at. Go right back in the park, and we're right back where we started. Working our way down. Look at the way they blended the AC vents in. Super clean. Down below, you got physical knobs and buttons and one of those TFT displays. Separate blower fan speeds for the driver and the passenger. We got the scent controller diffuser so you can make it smell good. If there's anybody in the car that's got BO, I know sometimes Steven, if he doesn't take a shower, things get a little strong in here, but I've been keeping that pumping. We got heated steering wheel on top of the seats, of course, ventilated seats, and nice control for the dual climate. Start stop button conveniently placed, and then watch this. Love the way there's no gloss black. Open it up, 2 cup holders, close it up, boom. No gloss black, nice aluminum finish. This is your direct drive control knob, sort of like the iDrive control in a BMW if you don't want to touch the screen. This is going to control your 8-speed automatic transmission. Looks like an eyeball. It's kind of cool, like a jewel eyeball. I wish it did that thing where it flipped over like in the GV60. We got our different drive modes. We got our ventilated seats, heated seats, and it's all buttons. And then this is how you automatically close the doors either side. I want to go back to the screen real quick. As we go to the screen, look at the drive modes. When you hit the modes, there's our little diagram there. Sport, eco, comfort. It's like it's doing a scan. Really, really cool. I'll show you what happens on the business end when you come to my side. We do have wireless charging. You just drop your phone right in there. Or, see, you just drop your phone right in there. Or you hit the button, bombs away. Felt lining, you could put, I would say, remember that diamond necklace that the old lady had in Titanic that she threw overboard? Let's just say, for argument's sake, you happen to be wearing your scuba gear at that particular time and you were scuba diving right underneath that boat and you were able to catch it. You could keep that diamond necklace in here. That's how much room there is. And there's felt lining, so it's not gonna get scratched. 2 USB-Cs and a 12 volt, and then Nappa leather. Nice, high quality material, the stitching, the piping, everything going down. Really just a artistic, beautiful design. You got, of course, your full electric seats. I have my own electric on top of that, massage seat settings, everything else. Alcantara headliner, and then watch this. You ready? Boom. You got that split level of a panoramic sunroof. One touch operation, it opens up. I want to close it up. Boom, everything closes right back up. But why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you behind this all new wheel in the G90. All right, guys, come on in, but not yet. I want to show you how I could close the door from sitting inside. And it's real simple, just like this. See ya. Real nice, you hold the button down and the door is closed, and then to open it opens up that much, and then you just gotta push it the rest of the way. Another thing I wanna show you, and I'm just gonna get ready to do it, I'm not gonna do it right this second, is when it comes to seat controls. But like I said, we'll show that in a split second. Down below, I wish they would have done something a little bit more with the actual sill plate. Maybe some LED lighting or something. It just says Genesis, which is fine, but it would have been nice to give me a little pizzazz down there. Speaking of down here, you got all your seat controls. They're pretty much easy to get to. The cool thing is I could actually adjust the passenger side using my controls. What I did was I hit a button on the door panel that says P for passenger. Now, what happens is, which I gotta hit it again, I'm moving the front passenger seat by using my controls. So your Mercedes Benz can't do that. That's actually better than having the controls on the side of the seat. I mean, look at this. I'm raising it up and then I'm raising it down, all with my seat controls. So just something to remember that you could do with this G90. I'm 6 feet tall. I feel great in here. I mean, this is sitting in the lap of luxury. Steering wheel. Not minding the color, and I'm loving the style. Look what they did was they actually kept everything raised horn button wise, and then buttons on the steering wheel, and then everything else is nice and close. So you have this leather, love the stitching. The gloss black, as you can see, it gets a little smeary as you sweat. Maybe you pick your nose or something, but other than that, it does look good. You do have paddles for the back of the steering wheel to go through that 8-speed automatic, and you do have an electric tilting and telescoping steering wheel. You even have a button here where you could raise the vehicle, because this does have an air suspension, adaptive air suspension as well. Dash, another 12.3 inches of visual pleasure. You'll notice that you could actually scroll through different information, which is really cool on the right-hand side there. I mean, look at that. I could get weather. We could do the mood thing. We could look at the compass. I could show you the power. Really, really nice setup. And then on top of that, watch this. Ba-bam. We got up those wonderful blind spot cameras as you are driving. And of course, if you go into different modes, it's going to change. There's comfort. Eco. There's comfort. And then, of course, sport. We're going to hold it, and that puts you into chauffeur mode. Pretty cool to have those different modes and super clear on that display. You got a head-up display, but you know what? Let's get a heads up and jump into the back seat and see how you're going to spoil your passengers with this G90. All right, guys, come on in. This thing is going to spoil your passengers like never before. I mean, I feel ultra comfy, and I haven't even really adjusted the seat too much. Now this armrest obviously raises up and down. If you want to have somebody sit in the center here, you can, but I love having it down because it's got all these great controls. But let's take this one step at a time. First of all, since Steven has the camera up, I want to show you that you get your vanity mirrors, just like a Rolls Royce, just like a Bentley. Both passengers get a nice vanity mirror. You got those speakers, 19 speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system all the way around. And then I like the way they did the AC vents in the actual frame. Of course, you got that forged carbon fiber. Love the large pockets. You could easily put a Forbes magazine, maybe Business Today, maybe even Time. Maybe you put the Time magazine. Nice clean setup. More AC vents. Open that bad boy up. You got a 12 volt and a USB-C. And then watch the magic. This is pretty cool. So I had the security screens up. I could actually lower them just like that. Or I could raise them back up just like that. And look how they do the little corners. That's a nice touch. Really keeps you shady back here. I do have the controls. I could open up the sunroof. But just like the driver, watch this. I could actually move the front seat by using the controls. See how there's controls right here? I have controls on my side, and I can actually move the front passenger seat. Move it totally up and out of the way so that I could kind of extend my legs back here. Here's the little command center. So on this command center, you got your AC climate control set up here. And watch this. You got your heated seats, ventilated seats, the whole shabam. I'm actually going to lower that down a little bit just so it's not too loud. But that's a nice, easy touch. You got your vanity lighting you could do. You could open up all the different settings all through the screen. And you got your controls here. Watch this. Open this up. Wireless charging. 2 more USB-Cs. And you could fill this up with Skittles. Taste the rainbow. You could see the rainbow. Really nice, clean setup. And the wireless charging. I'm telling you. Oh, God, this feels good back here. Really, really nicely done. And then, like I said, if you want to put this away, you hit the button, you raise it up, boop, flips right back. Now you have more room, but you can see the wonderful job they did with the seats and these nice Alcantara pillows. Super. I want a set of these for my bedroom. Super soft, nice to sleep on. But you know what? Just like before, I'm about to want to go on throttle. But before we do, we got to get to the trunk. I'm going to have Steven get out of the way because I'm going to do his work for him. Watch this. Let's go ahead. We're wrapping it up back here. Let's get into that cargo area underneath the trunk lid. See you in a second. All right, guys, time to get into the trunk area. Just going to hit that button. Nice electric assist, super smooth, super quiet. You're going to be greeted to a wide opening and a pretty low cargo floor. On the driver's side and the passenger side, you do have that required Twinkie cargo net. 1 box of Twinkies each side. You're looking at basically 12 cubic feet of space. They give you a cargo net so you can put your watermelons, your cantaloupes underneath here. They're not gonna roll around and bash around. You do get, of course, the required Genesis book reading. This is perfect for when you have too much time on your hands. You can read the history of Genesis. And then you also have this very nice gift box. Open it up, what do we have? The Genesis G90 diffuser kit. I have it, you don't. Maybe when you get yours, you'll get one too. I'm sure you will. Put it under there, hit that bad boy. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go for a little spin and on throttle in our G90. All right, guys, we're inside this 2023 Genesis G90. And what's incredible about this vehicle, even though it is a full-size luxury sedan, it's actually very easy to drive. You got great visibility out the front, out the back, and the side mirrors. Plus, with the 4-wheel steering, it allows you to make a U-turn or a sharp turn very, very easily. Seeing the dash, everything's well within reach. I could get into the infotainment system using the driver control knob or actually touching the screen. And then I like having the all-wheel drive system displaying how it's distributing that power. Just kind of gives you a visual reference of what's going on as you're going on throttle. But very light on the steering, very quick on the steering. And another thing that's cool is when you go into sport mode, it actually tightens the side bolstering a little bit so that your side-to-side movement is not as great as in comfort mode. But Genesis has done a phenomenal job when it comes to sound deadening material, when it comes to the thickness of the glass, the acoustic glass. Very, very quiet in here. Something that you would expect easily from a Mercedes Benz product or a BMW, or in some cases like a Rolls-Royce product as well. But very, very smooth. I'm gonna go ahead and change the mode. We're gonna go into comfort mode. That's gonna soften the air suspension. That's gonna release the tight bolstering that I had. And then it just kind of softens everything from the way the throttle sensitivity is, steering sensitivity, and of course, how the transmission and engine behave with one another. But you know me, I can't stay too long from sport mode. We're gonna go on throttle here. I wanna go, there's a nice right-hand bend that's just gonna blow your mind. On throttle, here we go. On the brakes, look at this. That all-wheel drive keeping us planted. And then powering out. Having that 48-volt system for the electric supercharger allows the turbos to build boost and you're not waiting. So that's the real plus about having the electric supercharger. It gets rid of any boost lag that you're going to experience. And then, yes, I do like the linear torque delivery of a V8, but this system is very, very potent as well, especially with the all-wheel drive. But I'm going to come to a complete stop. Nobody's behind me. And we're gonna go on throttle here. On throttle, here we go. So when you're in sport mode, it's actually gonna give you a more purposeful shift compared to comfort mode. And I kind of like that because it really changes the behavior of the different modes. So I'm gonna go ahead and go comfort, and then we're gonna go on throttle, and you'll be able to see the difference between the shifting action and everything else here. But handling is still superb. 8-speed shifts very, very well. Here we go. On throttle. So much smoother on the shifts. It's like you don't even feel it, to be honest with you. That's how good the shifting is in this vehicle with the 8-speed automatic. Once again, I'm gonna put it into sport mode. I love those blind spot cameras that you got. So easy to navigate through tight city streets, lots of traffic, or just when you're driving down the highway. On throttle, here we go. 8-speed drops down and we are off and running. I tell you, it's very deceptive how quick this Genesis G90 builds power. You look down the speedometer, you're like, whoa, you don't even feel it. No road noise, no wind noise. Watch this. Just grips, there we go. Really, really nice. All right, guys, we're getting out onto the highway here. I do have it in comfort mode. That just seems a little bit more of a good idea to showcase just how great this G90 glides down the road. But you know, you got the scent diffuser in here doing its thing. You got the ventilated seats, the heated seats. I love the way it shows the blind spot monitoring right on the digital gauge cluster, along with your lane keep assist, emergency brake assist, and everything else. But just really soothing going down the road. You can go ahead and I'm gonna put on my massage upper body refresh mode. Wow, that feels nice. And that's another thing. I like the way when you move the seat controls, everything shows up on the infotainment system, so it's not like really a big guessing game. But very, very smooth. As you can see how I went to go change lanes? Blind spot monitoring flashed, alerted me. gonna change lanes this way. Here we go. Really, really nice. As I'm getting a massage. Who would have ever thunk it in these cars? I mean, look at this. Upper body refresh mode. You could adjust the intensity or just easily shut it off. And I think that's another thing I love about this Genesis G90 is not everything is through the infotainment system. If I want ventilated seats, I just hit the button. If I want the massage, I hit the button. Physical buttons, I believe, still go a very, very long way. But let me know what you think about this Genesis G90 compared to Mercedes Benz S-class or, of course, the BMW 7 Series. We're going to get back to where it all started and wrap this one up. But before we do, we're going to go on throttle. Here we go. On throttle, in comfort mode. Really, really nice. Just glides. So smooth. But we're going to get back to where it all started and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, been one heck of a day here in the Tampa Bay area with this Genesis G90. I definitely got to thank everybody over at Genesis for allowing us access to this new redesigned G90. Let me know what you think. Has Genesis done enough to persuade you to come into their brand, or are you willing to spend more and go the Mercedes Benz or the BMW 7 Series route? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Ladies Rides family. We got to give it up to Stephen Flood, Stephen Flood Photography. Follow him on Instagram. Show him some love in the comment section. Thank you, Stephen, for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.